Hi, welcome to episode 95 of the Passionate Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. There's a Ravelry group for the podcast. Please come over and join. I always get out of breath when I start this. I don't know why. Okay, so Ravelry group. Please come over and join. It's a lot of fun. And I post some links to the patterns and yarns I talk about over there. And yeah, just thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everyone who commented on my EYF recap video. It was very nice to see that I shouldn't feel the way I felt. And I know that, I know, but it's just, heart and brain don't always work together. So yeah. Just if you didn't watch the video, I'm just going to say I had a wonderful time in Edinburgh. It was a wonderful festival. I did not enjoy the podcast lounge. But that's just the way it was for me. I'm sure others loved it. Okay, let's get started. It's been over a month since my last podcast. What? I wanted to do this weekly. And then I got the flu. Not just a cold. No. I got the real flu and I was out for 10 days. I had a fever, I had a cough, and I felt like very miserable. And I was like really out for 10 days and then it took me another week to get over it. So yeah, not good. And then while I still got over my flu, I was in Edinburgh. And then this week I'm alone with my kid and I had something else every morning. So it's just the first day I really found time to do this. So let's get started. I am wearing my Flex Light sweater that I finished shortly after my last podcast and I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to stand up. This is what it looks like. Oh, it has long sleeves, of course. Here they are. I should have knit them like an inch longer, but I still haven't blocked the sweater. So I think with blocking, it shouldn't be a problem. And I'm just really happy how it turned out. Can I say this? It's just perfect. It's the perfect sweater. It is very warm, although it's just fingering weight. I used Baby Merino from Fana Wolle. They are an Austrian commercial yarn manufacturer. And this yarn is amazing. The colorway is just perfect for me. I feel like this is my sweater. It's so perfect. And they have a lot of other colorways as well. And I really wanted to get a second one to make a second sweater. And I thought, I do have so much yarn. I don't need it. And having the same sweater in two different colors, I'm not sure if that's just, if I need to have that. Because this is my colors. It's just perfect. It's the perfect sweater. So yeah, the only problem is my cats are almost, half white. And I feel like they only shed white fur. So this sweater is a fur magnet. But apart from that, I love it. I just love it. It's perfect. The pattern is the Flex Light by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I knitted a size larger than I should have because I made one for Tim and I did make it a size larger because, I thought he can grow into it and it fit perfectly. So I did the same for mine and it fits like a glove. It's perfect. So I'm a very tight knitter, I should say that. So that worked for me. I knit this, all the ribbing is knit on a US 2, a 2.75 millimeter needle, and the sweater itself is knit on a US 5, a 3.75 millimeter needle, and it knit itself. It was such a quick knit, and I'm very happy that I have it. And I also have already put aside 4 skeins, for different skeins, for a second sweater, a second Flex Light that I'm going to stripe myself, just because, why not? So that's the first thing that I have finished. I have a second sweater finished, and it is this one here. It's the Nook, and I cannot just change, because the only thing I wear under this is a bra, because this is so soft that I can wear it next to my skin and it doesn't bother me at all. It's so nice. If you can get your hands on the yarn, do it. It's perfect. Good. Now to this. This here is the Nook. It's from the first ever issue of Lane magazine. It's from the pattern is by Yona Hitala, if that's how you say it, and she is the editor of Lane magazine. And it is a top-down raglan with short sleeves. It's, you know, super simple to knit. What I did, and you can see it here, I added in some extra stitches from the waist down because my hips are so much wider than my bust is. I should have done it for this sweater and I forgot, but it turned out okay in the end. But for this, which is a bit more form-fitting, I am very happy that I decided to add in some stitches. So the yarn that I used is my own hand spun, and I very well remember spinning this. I spun this when I was pregnant with Tim, and well, with whom else, right? There's only one kid in this house. So I spun this when I was pregnant, and I spun it on my Michi spinning wheel, and it is a traditional 3-ply. And I originally had planned to knit the bolting by Stephen West out of it, but it was the perfect amount for this sweater, and I had like a meter left in the end. So I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. And yeah, it's going to be a staple. I think I'm gonna make more with this pattern, you know, make more sweaters like this. So here it is. It's very warm because it's worsted weight. I knit this with a US 6 and a US 8. That's a 4 and 5 millimeter needle. And yeah, I think it took me a week, if that, to finish it. Super quick, super fast, super nice to make. And yeah, hand spun. It's my second hand spun sweater for this year, which makes me very happy. So now to stuff that's on the needles. Knitting in the present. I have 3 things. The first thing is in this project bag that I have from no idea where. Does it say? It doesn't. I don't know. But you know, it's Superman. I have a pair of socks in here. The yarn is Head Over Heels from Style Craft. And I got this as a gift from my beautiful, wonderful friend, Katrin. And I met her last year at Edinburgh Yarn Fest. So I decided to knit this skein in Edinburgh so I can think of her whenever I knit. And I finished the first sock. These are for me, myself, and I only. So this is the first one. I didn't bring a blocker because, you know, it's just a single sock. First one done, and I'm on the second one. This yarn stripes up so beautifully, and I did make them match. So this will be, it's very soft. I really like this yarn, I have to say. It is a wonderfully stuck yarn. And I'm knitting on US 2s like I always do for socks. It's a 2.75 millimeter needle, 64 stitches, top down. Traditional heel flap and gusset. Slipped stitch heel. That's how I always knit my socks. And yeah. That's what I do. This is how I knit my socks. It's the second pair of socks that I'm working on this year because my sock mojo is just gone. And now that I'm back home and I'm not traveling, I really don't gravitate towards these, which is bad because I want them to finish them. But I don't want to knit socks. I've knit way over 300 pairs of socks in my life so far, and I really lost my sock mojo. It's gone. It will come back. So the other thing I'm working on in my thistle bag that I made for myself, that I'm still very proud of. I think this turned out just so nice. I'm very proud of this one. So in this bag, I have my EYF cast on. That's the project that I decided to take with me and start while I'm away. And it is the 3-color Cashmere Cowl by Jorge Locatelli. And I got the pattern gifted last year around Christmas from a podcast viewer, and I didn't write down who it was, sorry, but it was a gift and I'm working it up right now. Just have to put my clippy thing back on. So I started this in Edinburgh and I was about here when I flew home. So my yarn is, let's see, I'm using Dibadoo Funnies Twisted 50s because these are 50 gram skeins because you only need 50 grams per color. And the colorways are, this one is Salz Sea, Salt Lake, then Caramel, and this one's called Green. Yeah, green. And it is really green. It's a very yellowy green. So these are my three colors. I think they're great together. It's a bit different. I like different. So this is what it looks like so far. I did all of a band, like it's called the ribbing, band A, band B, or band 1 and band 2. And now I'm working on band 3, which is this color. And it's the only place where you add this color. So it's going to be like this much, and then there's these colors again. And I like it. It's probably not really what everyone would have chosen for their colors, but I'm really, really happy with it. It's very me. And yeah, I just like it. I've wanted to knit this forever. And then I got the pattern gifted, and I bought the yarn at a knitting retreat that I went to last November. So I'm really happy with it. And it's, you know, I'm over halfway done. So it's a very fast knit. Oh, and I'm knitting it on a US 3. That's a 3.25 millimeter needle. The pattern calls for a 3 millimeter needle, but you know, I'm such a tight knitter that I decided to go up one size to make it a bit more loose. And it seems to work out great. I could have gone up further, you know, to a 3.5, but I'm happy with how it turns out. So I have a third thing, a third thing on the needles, and it is here in another bag that I made for myself. And this style of bag will be in my next shop update that I'm going to talk about later. So in here, I have the Ravelry sweater by Isabel Crema. And I really, really wanted to have this done for Edinburgh Yarn Fest. And I was on a very good, you know, I was well away on it. And then I got sick and I didn't knit at all because I was sick. So I didn't finish it, but oh well. Let's see if there's a pattern picture somewhere. I can show to you. There we go. So this is the sweater I'm knitting. It's like I said, the Ravelry pattern by Isabel Crema. And I'm knitting it with yarn from Stash. So what I used, let me get it out here. Okay. Oh, my nose is itchy. Okay, I started the sweater with leftover yarn in this colorway. This yarn was dyed by my friend Sandra from Kunterbunte Wolle. You should check out her shop because she's awesome. So this was my first color, and I only had 50 grams of this left, and I should have had 100. It's a fingering weight sweater. And oh, what? I have stuff in my nose. So I changed a little bit about the pattern. The next color that I have is this one. And this is Fiber Spades. And it is their Rural Charm 4-ply. It's 70 BFL, 20 silk, and 10 cashmere. It's very, very nice. The colorway is Toffee Red. And the third color is another color from my friend Sandra. And it is this. And I just thought that these go together so well. So I started the Ravelry out of this. And I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. So this is the back. Yes. Here we go. This is what it looks like so far. Don't you think that's amazing? I started out with the small amount that I had left of this color. Then there's the stripes. According to pattern, they should have been equal stripes of 4 by 4 rows. And I did 6 by 2. So I could, you know, save on this yarn. And the bottom is these two skeins alternated because they are a bit different, which I don't mind. And oh, this yarn is so soft. I have no idea what it is. I think it's a normal sock yarn. It's not 100%, but it is so soft and nice. So the body itself is knit with these, and the sleeves are going to be knit with this and this. So what I decided to do, there's a neck. So I have to pick up stitches for the neck. That's what I will do after I finish the body. So I'm going to finish the body because that's the only place where you use this yarn. And then I will knit the neck with this because that's, you know, on the neck. And then I will check how much I have left of this and if it's worth using. And I will continue the stripes on the sleeves in this manner until I run out of this yarn. And then I'm going to decide if I want to knit this, if I want to finish the sleeves with this or with these, because I'm going to have a lot of this left. And I'm just going to make it work. And it will work out great. And what I did for the pattern, I didn't swatch because I have knit a lot of fingering weight sweaters lately. Well, I am wearing one of them. So what I did, instead of swatching, I looked at the pattern. I looked at this pattern and the Ravello pattern, and I looked at the numbers for stitches, for the stitch count. And I found out that there is one size in the Ravello pattern that has the exact same stitch count as the sweater that I finished. So I just knit this size because this one fits and this is going to fit as well because it's the exact same stitch count. So that's what I did. And I'm knitting it on, what am I knitting this on? 3.5mm needles. And for this sweater, I am increasing in the side seams a bit. I already started that. I think I have 3 stitches increased so far, and I'm just going to increase until I'm done with the body. Don't you think this is beautiful? I love it. It is so nice. So yes, that's the last thing I have on the needles. And like I said, I wanted to have it done for EYF. Didn't happen. I took it with me to EYF to knit on. Didn't happen. Could have left it at home. So yes, that's my 3 things that I'm working on. And I'm very happy about all of them. I really am. So you can go back here. Perfect. Now I need a sip of coffee. I feel like I'm rushing today, and I don't know why, because I have a lot of time. Oh well, it's what it is. So for knitting in the future, of course I want to knit all the things, like everything. I want to cast on all the sweaters, but I promised my husband that the next sweater that I will cast on will be for him. I have 2 sweaters planned for him. One is, I talked about one of them in my sweater plans video. It is a cardigan out of an Interweave magazine. And the other thing is what I'm going to talk about now. In here, I have a lot of yarn. I made this bag a while ago to check out a big sweater bag. And I will have some of these available very soon in the same fabric because I bought a lot of this fabric. So in here, I have a pattern and I have a lot of yarn. So I'm going to knit the dude sweater for my husband. The problem with this sweater, and I checked online for pictures from the Big Lebowski movie, and the sweater really is, as it's written in the pattern, it's a 1x1 rip all the way through the sweater. 1x1 rip and stranded color work. And it's pieced. So, yeah, but you know, this pattern is a free pattern. It's called The Dude. It's by Andrea Rangel. And I have yarn, but I'm not sure on the colors. So if you have seen the Big Lebowski and you know the sweater, I need help. So my main color is this oatmeal colorway. Then I have these 3. You need 2 contrast colors, a light and a dark. And I have these three, and I'm gravitating towards using these two rather than these two, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. So yeah, this will go on my needles. It is full. I think I have 35 skeins of yarn in here because I bought 3 of the contrast colors because I'm just not sure which ones to use. And also, my husband's not tiny. He's quite big, and he used to swim, so he has a gigantic back and gigantic shoulders that I have to cover somehow. And I didn't want to run out of yarn and get a different dye lot. So I thought I'd just overbuy the yarn amount because Andrea Rangel also did a version of the dude sweater for children. So I could use the leftovers and make a sweater for Tim. But that's a paid for pattern and it's quite expensive, I have to say. I got there's another pattern. So she made 3 patterns. Let's start this way. This one here for men is for free and it has a zipper like the original does. Then there's the Knitter's Dude, which is a women's cardigan with a shawl collar and buttons, and it is in stockinette stitch rather than 1x1 rip. And there's a child version that's like the women's version. So I got the women's version pattern because I thought, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna knit the largest size of that because I don't want to do 1x1 rip. But on the other hand, I really want him to have the same sweater, so I'm gonna do it. I also have to knit the largest size and hope for the best. Because like I said, my husband's quite large. The sizes go up to 2X, which should be fine if I get gauged. Because my yarn is a bit thinner than the original yarn, because the original yarn is Cascade Eco. And I wanted a yarn that's machine washable, because I think when I make this for him, he will wear the heck out of it, and I want to just throw it in a washer. So I got this yarn. It's Fischer Wolle Sporty. Fischer Wolle used to be my LYS. I used to live 7 kilometers away from there, and it is one of the biggest yarn shops in southern Germany. It's gigantic. And this is their own yarn line, and it is a 40 wool and 60 poly blend, which is perfect for machine washable stuff. And it is machine washable. So this will go on my needles very soon. They use a 6mm needle. The yarn says a 4 to 5mm needle, but it also says 18 stitches for 10 centimeters. And the gauge in here is 21 stitches for 1x1 rip. So I have to do a gauge swatch. But on the other hand, there's only one largest size that I can knit, and I'm not going to upsize it. And 1x1 rip stretches. And if everything falls apart, he just has to lose 5 pounds. It's gonna work out. So yeah, that is gonna go on my needles. And I think I'm gonna use the darker brown with the camel color instead of this one, because I think this is more accurate. I don't know. I just don't know. I want to have this done by August 14th because that is our anniversary. And it is an important one because we started dating 15 years ago on August 14th. And we got married on August 14th, 10 years ago. So, you know, that's a very good reason to knit a gigantic sweater for my wonderful husband, who's very supportive of everything I do. So I'm just gonna have to get started. I think it's not gonna take forever. You know, it's way less stitches than my fingering weight sweaters. It's going to be fine. And if I start now, I can knit it in secret because I told him that I'm going to make a sweater for him and he's not allowed to see it. The other one he can see, this one he can't. So I'm going to knit it when he's away for work, and also I'm just gonna knit on it when I'm in my room upstairs and he has to knock and ask if he can come in. So this will be made for my husband, and I'm just not sure if I can close the zipper on his bag again because it's so full. Okay, I'm not gonna try now. I'm gonna try later. So that's my knitting in the future. I do not have spinning because I was sick and I was away. I do not have new stuff. It's not true. I have a ton of new stuff, but there's a whole video for that. So go check that out if you want to. For reading, listening, watching, I finished the book Dune, Duck, and Dead Men, which is a cozy mystery. You know, I have no idea who wrote it. I do not know. It's the Ravenwood Cove mystery series. Is that the word? Is that it? I think it is. It's a Kindle Unlimited series that I just downloaded and I really enjoy. I'm on the third book that is something, no idea, mistletoe and a murder. Yeah, it's a fun read and the books are like 130 pages. So, you know, very fast. For listening, I finished the 5th Harry Potter, which is the Order of the Phoenix, and I finished it while I was in Edinburgh. And I started the Half-Blood Prince, and I'm listening to the English version because it's narrated by Stephen Fry, and I love Stephen Fry. For watching, I have nothing. I didn't watch anything significantly talk-worthy, so nothing going on there. For sewing, I have a lot of sewing, and I have close to nothing to show because I gave a lot of away. The first thing I'm going to show is a skirt. I made yet another Hollyburn skirt, which is my favorite skirt pattern. It's this. It's the Sewaholic Hollyburn skirt. I have made 4 already. This is my 5th. I should have closed the zipper beforehand. So this is very crumply because I wore this in Edinburgh. I wore it on both flights and on one festival day. So it looks awful. It is a needle cord in this dark gray because I thought this is stable and it goes with everything. And it really worked well with the Nook that I wore with it, and it would look great with this sweater actually because it's almost the same color. So here it is, very crumply, like I said. It has an invisible zip in the back. It has gigantic pockets. Oh, there's something in the pocket. What is it? Oh, it's my boarding pass. Great. So I had to use a brown zipper because I didn't have a black one or a gray one. But I think you can't really tell because it's an invisible zip and it is dark. So worked out great. And I did the hem with bias tape again. I did the bias bound hem for all of the skirts, all of my Hollyburn skirts so far. And it looks great. And doing it that way makes this into a 2-hour project. So I made it on Monday and I wore it on Tuesday. So, and now it really needs to go in the wash because it's very crumpled and just full of fluff. So I'm going to throw it on the floor. Good. So I made that. I also made a very small pouch with an embroidery on it that I gave away to my friend Erin. And then I made these bags. I made 4 of these because I went to EYF with 3 of my close friends from here. And I decided that I wanted to have something for every one of us to, as a reminder of our trip together. So I made these bags and I did the embroidery that should, you know, it's the exact same one as here. That's the reason why I made this bag, because I wanted to test the embroidery. So the embroidery has 4 colors. It has different shades of green. It has a purple, a pink, and a gray. So what I did, because we were 4 people, this is my bag, and I used purple for the handles. I used gray for Sandra's bag. I used, green for Sandra's bag, gray for the bag that I made for Ushi, and I used pink for the Stitchinistas bag. So we all have the exact same bag. It looks the exact same, but the handles and the embroidery on the back is different for everyone. So I'm going to try to find a picture on my phone because I gave them away, of course, so I cannot show them in Rio, but I took a bunch of pictures before we left so that I can post them. So here, let's go for this one. So here they are. These are the 4 bags all together. It's not going to focus, is it? Will you please focus on this, not on me? Yes. So here are the 4 bags, and they all have the embroidery on the back, which may be able to see here, maybe not. But yeah, I made these for everyone. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I'm really proud of them. This is a nice size. I think it's fit for a sweater. I wouldn't put a bulky weight sweater in, but you know, fingering weight or a large shawl. This is what they look from the bottom. On the inside, I used my normal little star lining that I always use. I like this lining because it is white, and I like a light lining, light color for lining. I also attached this thing on each bag, so you can put on stitch markers, a pair of scissors, a notions pouch with a little hooky thing. And in here I already have yarn for a sweater that I want to knit. So yeah, I made 4 of these. I had 3 finished before I got sick, and then I got sick, and I still had the gray one left to do, because I made mine first, of course, because I had to write down all the things, how to cut stuff, how to make this, how to make that. So I had the purple one, the green one, and the pink one done, and the gray one wasn't. And I got sick. And I felt a little bit better the Sunday before I left. I left on Tuesday, and I sat down on the Sunday and I made the bag, and it took me almost double the amount of time that the other ones took, because I had to pause all the time and just sit and like try to exist. But I managed to get it done. I'm very happy about it. So that was a good thing. They were very surprised, and I'm very happy that that worked out, because I did show all the bags and the making of the bags in my Instagram stories, and I blocked them from my stories, because you can do that, which is amazing if you want to do something as a surprise for someone else, but you still want to share. So yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. So I have something for new stuff that I forgot to show. I got this beautiful cowl from my wonderful friend Erin, and I didn't show it in my EYF thing because I already had put it away. It is crochet, and I'm pretty sure that she dyed the yarn herself. So this will be worn a lot. Thanks, Erin. Now for the sewing new stuff that I didn't show in my EYF video because it wasn't bought in Edinburgh. These waited for me when I got home. I ordered 2 patterns from the McCall's Butterick Simplicity, whatever belongs to that. They had a sale, and I ordered 2 patterns, and including shipping, they were still cheaper than they would have been if I bought them here. So I got them. I got the McCall's M6659, which is a pajama and dressing gown pattern. And I'm going to do the short-sleeved shorts version, because I run very hot at night. You know, I need just the tiniest duvet, and I'm still almost, you know, cooking in my own heat. So I'm going to make this for myself. And then I got one of their very new pattern line, and it is Butterick Patterns B6563, and it is Patterns by Gertie, and it is this blouse. And I really like this version. I also like her version, but without the tie. That's just, I'm not sure if that's my style. But I love this pattern, so I got it. So these 2 were bought. And I'm really happy about it, because they were like $3.50 each. And if you look at the original pattern price, it's just good. That's my sewing. That's it. That's it for sewing. For everything else, I have a little bit. I ordered some swag that I gave to viewers of the podcast and friends in Edinburgh, and they look like this. I got this little thing here. There's my logo on there. I had it printed on, and when you turn it around, you can open it up, and it is a little notebook with, you know, the pages are to rip them off. They are perforated. You have your pen, and you have sticky notes. And I have decided that I'm going to put some of these up in my Etsy shop because I got asked for my PayPal address because I'm hosting VKNs. And the hosting fee is a monthly fee, and it, you know, over the course of a year, it's quite a lot that I have to pay for that. But it is, oh, how do I say this? It was my decision to do VKNs, so I have to live with the consequences. That's my thought. So I will never give anyone my PayPal address just to send me money to get into something that I decided to do. And I will not set up a Patreon account either, because my podcast, the VKNs, was all my idea. No one told me I had to do it, so I have to live with it. But I decided to put some of these up in my shop. So if you want to get in on the VKN payment action, which you don't have to, absolutely not. Like I said, it was my idea, my decision, everything's good. But if you want to, I'm going to put these up in the shop for a little bit higher price. Sure, because, you know, they weren't cheap. I had to pay for these, and I paid a lot for them. So I'm going to put them in the shop with a bit of a higher price than I paid for them. So the rest of the money will go towards the VKN fund. Because this way, you will at least get something for your money, you know? And I wouldn't want to have it any other way. So I will put these in my shop. I will also have them at Woolen, if you're in Dublin, in May. I will have some with me. And yeah, I'm really happy with these. I have to say, I'm really happy with these. So that's what I wanted to tell you. For talking about VKNs, there will be a VKN tomorrow. I know, I'm always telling you a day before. I'm sorry. I put it up in the group yesterday, so, you know, at least it's a 2-day notice. There will be a VKN tomorrow, March 24th, 9 p.m. GMT +1. And we have not changed to daylight savings. So, Sadie, I'm looking at you and everyone in your area. It's an 8-hour time difference this time, not 9, 8. So it's going to be 1 p.m. your time. And I don't know how it works in the other direction. I'm sorry, Jenny. I'm looking at you here. I have no idea what time it is for you, because it's just, we changed the clocks this Saturday night. After that, everything's back to normal. But, you know, there's a 2-week gap where we don't change time with everyone else, and it's just confusing. So please bear that in mind and look online what time zone you're in and how it transfers to mine, because I do not know. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, I want to do a shop update with project bags. And like I said before, I want to have all the project bags that I make be some kind of specialty bag. Like it's, you know, I do a collection that's themed like these that I will not make for for my shop. But if I had put them in the shop, they would have been in once and never again. That's how I want to do it. I want to have all the bags in my shop to be special in some way. But I want to have this size and style. I like that a lot. And I'm going to have some of the very big ones and just some in this size and some other ones. And yeah, I will have a big shop update at the end of April, beginning of May, somewhere around that time. So yeah, if you are interested, I'm going to talk about it when it's going to happen. I'm going to show the bags that I make every time that I have finished some. So that's going to happen. It's the first update for this year. But, you know, it's just a hobby. It's not an obligation for me. So there we are. And yeah, I think that's it. Considering that I haven't done this in a month, this is very short, which is good because I like them to be shorter. So I hope I will see you tomorrow night for the VKN. If you have never done a VKN, please go into the Ravelry group. There is a thread that's called VKNs. And I will provide a link tomorrow night that you just have to click on. That's all you have to do. It's fairly easy. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to tell you all about EYF. And yeah, I hope I will be able to do this again next week. If not, I will come back sometime in the future. And yeah, until then, enjoy everything you do. Bye.